Hey, so in this video, I'll be talking about how I'm going to incorporate technology into the classroom when that time comes. I'll be head teacher of the classroom. I'm going to be very transparent. I do not have this memorized, what I'm about to say, but I will do my best to talk towards you, the camera, the audience, whoever is going to come across this. So I just want to start out with my personal philosophy on education. Again, this is my personal philosophy, not anybody else's. But my professional goal as an educator is to prepare students to open their minds and their hearts for learning while breaking down traditional barriers in the classroom and challenge students to reach educational and personal goals. I also want to be the educator that I wish I had. I know it's very cliche to say that, but when you think about it, growing up, you have questions and you want someone to break it down to you. And I want to be able to be that teacher for my future students. I want them to know that I am all for answering any kind of questions. I want to be that person that they are comfortable around, and then that they trust me and they know that I will go the extra mile for them. So my belief as an educator is to be patient and understanding, again, going the extra mile to increase student engagement. Be prepared for the day. And I say that that's really important because as an educator, you're constantly going nonstop. I know you can't prepare for the worst, but at least you can prepare for the best. And there's just no break being a teacher. Like once the bell rings, you are just go, 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 go all day long until it's time for you to leave the building. I also believe that students can accomplish academic goals in clean environments and also environments they feel safe in. Challenge students to think and work beyond their said limitations. So there are a lot of people who are telling students, or that they hear at home, you can't do this, why should you try this? Stop what you're working or stop what you're doing. If there's a set homework, don't go beyond that. Or I love when teachers assign students, okay, we're going to do A, B, C, don't do Z and Y for homework. And there's the students that just stop right there. It's just like, no, you can go ahead and do them. I'm just telling you guys, this is what I'm looking for. But if you want to go above and beyond and do that, please, by all means, do it. Homework is practice. And I want to be that very transparent teacher to my students. Lastly, my belief is to speak highly of your students. Speak highly of them in front of them, and even when they're not in the room. When you speak highly in front of them, it boosts their confidence. It helps them to know that somebody believes in them and that they are capable of doing anything they set their mind to. Even as an adult, if someone is speaking very highly of you, I know it feels amazing. Like everybody knows that that's a great feeling. Just hearing that from somebody who plays an important role in your life. And your teachers do at some point play an important role in your life, whether you know them for 1 school year, 2 school years, however many school years, a couple months, a long-term sub, they do play a significant role in your life at some point. As far as assessments goes, I feel like exhibition, and demonstration is the most effective assessment, strictly because that shows me what my students know in real time. So if I am demonstrating something, or if I'm showing my students something and they are showing me what they remember or what they know, or they know how to solve a problem, I can sit there and watch them, or they can jot down what they're doing and I can go back to them right then and there and say, hey, can you explain how you did this for me? And then they're able to tell me. With that, I feel like I'm able to know where my student is and how I can help them move on to the next step, or where I went wrong as an educator and I need to reteach them. Your perspective on why teachers should use technology in the classroom. All right, so I said that teachers should use technology in the classroom specifically to keep up with evolving times. As students grow in this generation, they will become more tech savvy, and it will benefit them tremendously when they are getting ready for the working world. It's unfortunate that it took a pandemic for us to realize how great technology is. Yes, there were a lot of school districts who were moving towards using Chromebooks and having more technology in the classroom. But for those who aren't fortunate enough to experience technology prior to the pandemic, they're now realizing what it's like to have technology in the classroom. And I feel like those students who are capable or who have the advantage of having technology or experiencing technology now because of this pandemic, I feel like they are learning so much. And I feel like they're catching up with today's world, I guess you can say, and the evolving world, let me say. Discuss your favorite ISTE standard. All right, so my favorite standard was analysis, and I specifically like analysis because of 7A. 7A is providing alternative ways for students to demonstrate competency. So that ties back to being an educator that I needed growing up. Growing up, I did not have the sense of what I was. Growing up, I did have the sense of what was expected of me, but I didn't know how to get to that. So let's say, for example, the teacher is saying, okay, 2 + 2 is 4. Sounds really simple, right? Again, this is all examples. I could not get to 2 + 2 is 4, but I knew that 4 was the answer, if that makes sense. Of course, everybody has their own, or let me say, everybody has their own ways of solving a problem, and then they also think that just getting the answer is important. No, a lot of teachers, and especially assessments, they're looking for ways of how you got to that problem. Yes, you know the answer, but how did you get to that problem? And that's where a lot of teachers are stressing, show your work, show your work, show your work. The teacher wants to know how you got that. It's very, very important. So I want to be that teacher where I realize if my student isn't getting it one way, how can I teach them another way and then guide them back to the way that was originally taught to them to get to the answer. Oh, the last one. How will you provide access to technology to all of your students? First and foremost, I do want to accommodate the students who don't have access to technology. So prior to COVID, like I was saying earlier, a lot of students didn't have access to Chromebooks. A lot of schools didn't have access nor the money for Chromebooks. I realized that a lot of teachers are asking their students to do homework online or complete assessments online, and usually those are due the very next day. A lot of students go home, they don't have access to the internet. As a teacher, as a future educator, I want to be flexible with that. I'm not sure what technology is going to be like in the next couple years, a year speaking into existence. I don't know what technology is going to be like. So I want to be able to give my students time, be flexible and saying, hey, I know that I assigned this assignment or this paper to you guys online. You guys have a week. That gives those students who don't have access to internet a week to figure out how they are going to get access to a computer. That gives them time to go to school, start and complete this paper day by day. They're able to come to my office hours. They're able to go to the school library. They're able to go to a public library. They have a week to finish that. So at least I am being mindful of those who don't have access, those who are not as fortunate. And of course, being an educator, being put in that situation, I know that I would definitely go above and beyond for my students because I want them to succeed. Again, being the educator that I wish I had for myself growing up. So I am super excited to be in the classroom. I can't wait to put myself in the shoes of a teacher. I know it is a lot of work, but it is going to be so worth it. Seeing those smiling faces, getting feedback and knowing that my students are understanding what is being taught to them and they're excited for the world. That is my goal.